Hi, I'm Matt at AAK and today I'm here with Professional Motor Mechanics magazine to test out the Fortron EcoMax Dual Cleaner. If you like mechanics videos and you want to see more videos like this, then click the link below and follow PMM on YouTube. So here it is, the Fortron EcoMax Dual. So this is an intake system cleaner, a DPF cleaner, an air intake cleaner and an EGR conditioner. So that's quite a statement to make when you're talking about one machine that's going to be able to do all these bits and pieces. So I was really quite intrigued about the machine when we first heard about it. So we've got different treatments that we then put into the machine. So once we connect the machine up to the car, it determines what we're going to clean, it determines what solution we're going to use. So what we've got today is we've got the diesel intake fuel, so that's going to do the intake system, throttle body, and go around to the EGR. This solution is the one I'm really looking forward to using. Is obviously we're getting DPF faults all the time on cars now, so I'm really interested to see how this works out. And the reason they call it a dual machine is because you've got the intake side, but we've also got a way to get into the fuel system and then treatments, whether it be diesel or petrol. There's another tank here on the back, so there's dual tanks, one for the water vapour and one for fuel. So the machine itself is actually quite easy to use. It's not got any sort of extra bits. Where it's not electrical, there's no sort of buttons or anything. Everything has a purpose and everything is quite user friendly, whether it be for the releasing the pressure or actually how much flow is going through. So this is the induction side, the gauge where we're going to connect it to the airline. We can see what pressure we're using, and the same for the fuel side as well. We've got these really nice braided pipes, so you know they're not going to get bent, or if someone stands on it and rolls the machine over it, they're not going to break straight away. So this connects to the index side. We only need one pipe for this one, so this is where the solution is going to go through, and we're going to connect this to the car. So this is the universal connector. When I open this up, you can see all the different adapters we're going to get that fit most cars. So your everyday normal cars, there should be a way to connect it into the intake system. And then we've got two sets of braided pipes on the other side that do the fuel side. So with fuel, you're going to need a feed and return. So they're really well presented with the red and the blue for the high pressure and the low pressure coming back out. It also comes with this nifty little box at the bottom. So it actually shows how much of the machine is at the top, because you've got all this storage for keeping the solution so they're not going to get lost. So we've got here all the connectors now. So this is for the fuel and the intake side, so you can see all the different connectors that we're going to use. It's really nice. You're not having to buy extra add-ons or anything like that. It's the whole system. The only other bits we're going to really need to buy is the treatments, but as we're selling it as a complete service, the treatments are selling themselves, and you've got the tools to be able to carry out all the treatments. Okay, so I've shown you the machine now, so let's actually see if it works. What I've done is I've got a BMW in 320D, really quite a common car we're getting in. The customer's saying that it's just not running right. It's no lights on the dash, but the customer's had the car a few years and he's not quite sure if the car's running as well as it has been for the last few years. As you can see from the live data, that the differential pressure isn't in the dangerous. It's not quite hit a reason for a light to come on, but it's not good. It's getting that way. So if this car's done a lot of town driving or it hasn't regened in a long time, then this is showing us that this is at the point of failing maybe in the next few months, maybe. So if there's something that we can preemptively clean out before there is an issue, that should be really good. So we've carried the treatment out now. We've done the cycles of putting it on, letting the atomizer work, and turning it off, putting it on while the engine's running. To be fair, the engine note is already changed. I wouldn't say it's perfect yet, but it's a noticeable change in that half an hour of us running through the treatment. The engine is running smoother. And yeah, I think the whole treatment itself took about half an hour, and that treatment is going to carry on working. Even though that fluids, we've stopped doing the treatment, it's no longer connected to the machine. The atomization, the way it's worked, it's stuck inside the inlet manifold. All the bits of carbon, all the loose bits of gumph inside the engine, that is going to slowly break that down even when the customer drives away. So we can actually tell the customer, even though the engine sounds better now, when you drive away, maybe tomorrow or the next day, that service is going to continue inside your engine. So look out for the next sort of week or so, because that engine note should even get a little bit better. But what we're going to do to complement the inlet manifold service, we're going to do the DPF service as well. So what I'm hoping is all that carbon build-up that we've now cleaned from the inlet side is now slowly worked its way to the back of the car into the DPF. So what we're going to do is we're going to carry out a DPF clean as well. We're going to connect the same machine up, put it into the DPF, and then see how the engine runs after that. Okay, so we've done the treatment now, and that's taken probably about 5 minutes. That's included connecting it to the DPF, connecting the machine up to the airline, and then ultimately getting all the fluid out of the machine and into the DPF. So what we're going to do now, we're going to disconnect it. That's probably going to take me another 2 minutes, and leave that solution in there to soak into the DPF. It's going to take about half an hour, and that should soak into all the particulates, all the carbon that's built up into that DPF. And after that half an hour, we're going to run the car, get it hot, and then when it's hot, that should start burning out, and we're going to get smoke coming out the exhaust. But then that should be basically all the build-up of carbon, particulates that are in the DPF should all start going out and ultimately clean the DPF. So I've taken it out for a road test after the treatment's happened. The engine is noticeably smoother now, where before it was bouncing all over the place. It's actually sitting there quite evenly now. I've gone on the live data, and that differential pressure, obviously where the DPF, we've cleaned it out now, the pressure inside between the back of the DPF and the front of the DPF has dropped considerably. So on the whole, I think it's a really good machine for something that it made a lot of statements when it came into the garage, and I think it's held up to them really. It's cleaned the inlet manifold without too much effort. There's no electric, so I've got to worry about plugging in. As long as it's set up to the compressor and we've got the pressures right on the machine's pretty much done all the work for me. As long as I've set it up, it's really easy to use. It's taken a lot of the pain out of trying to get into a DPF, taking a DPF off. We've managed to connect quite quickly and easily, and it's really straightforward. It's quite, for how much it actually does, I thought it was going to be a lot more work, but it hasn't been. We've got all the different things that it does, all the different detergents, all the different cleaners, and like I said, I've only really used half of it today. There's another half of the machine I haven't even used yet. So having it all in one machine that I can put at the side of the garage when I don't need it and then pull it out when I need it, I think is really good. Because this is a one machine fits all kind of machine, it comes with this great kit, so we're not having to buy adapters or make adapters. It's come with all the adapters to get it into the fuel system, into the intake system, onto the DPF. This is a really good kit. If you know what you're doing, everything's there for you. I'm not having to buy add-ons or make things up the garage to make this work. When I buy this kit, I'm getting the whole lot. The proof is in the pudding. It has done exactly what we've needed it to do. We've had this BMW in today. There were no fault codes, but the car wasn't running right, and now we know we can give that car back. After using it for these treatments, that car's running a lot better. We've seen on the live data that it's brought the DPF pressures down, the engine's running a lot smoother, so I think I'm going to give that car back to the customer happy, and knowing that that service will continue to work even when they leave the garage and park it up tonight or use the car tomorrow or use it next week. The service that we've done today will continue fixing that car. On the whole, I can't see my garage not keeping this here. Ultimately, it's done everything it said it's going to do. Everything is really easy to use, and that is it. Basically, it's done what it said it's on the tin. I've tried other machines out there, and this one seems to do a lot more than what some of the other ones are doing, and it works. So that's all I really want from a tool like this, is you want it to be able to put it out, connect it to a car, and do exactly what it says it's going to do. And today, it's done exactly that. I hope you enjoyed our review video. I really enjoyed doing it today. For more information on the Sykes Pickavant Fortron EcoMax Dual, hit the link below, and I'll see you on the next one.